everyone. It's good to be back in the webinar presenter seat again. And what's even better that today I'm not alone. I'm together with my colleague Vytautas from engineering department. So let's begin. We have prepared some interesting stuff about outdoor connectivity use cases and one of our newest devices. So if you will have any questions, please write them down in Q&A section. We will have a time to answer your questions, and all the rest of the questions will be available to find out together with webinar recording. So we are used to have uninterruptible network connectivity in every step of our life. A good example is industrial connectivity. All the automation in modern factories would not be possible without reliable connectivity. Our daily tasks in the office also would not be done effectively without network connectivity, and I believe we all know how much chaos internet downtime causes. Even chilling after work, we often enjoy connectivity-based entertainment. And even being outdoors, we demand for connectivity because staying online became one of our basic needs. So staying connected outdoors is important for us in various equipment. But at the same time, it's quite challenging task for those who provides network connectivity. So in this case, outdoor networking equipment becomes a helpful option. And at this point, again, I would like to ask you a question. Do you see the demand for outdoor networking equipment? And what type of equipment and in what use case it is needed? So please share it again in the chat window, because we are very curious if you have already some cases where you need outdoor networking equipment. And if the same question would be asked for us, the answer would be simple. Yes, we see the demand in the market. And looking back in few past years, we can see the growing demand for cellular outdoor networking equipment. Why? Because answer here could be simple again. More and more solutions placed in various locations needs reliable network connectivity. To understand why outdoor networking equipment is needed, we must know what benefits does it bring. Outdoor networking equipment offers several advantages over standard indoor equipment, making it essential for providing reliable and secure internet connectivity in outdoor environment. Outdoor networking equipment is designed to withstand harsh weather conditions, including rain, snow, wind, and extreme temperatures. It typically has the high ingress protection rating, which means they are dust-tight and waterproof, and this ensures that your internet connection remains uninterrupted even in challenging weather. Extended coverage provided by outdoor cellular routers plays a vital role in enabling remote connectivity. Cellular signals can be affected by various factors, including distance, terrain, and obstruction. Outdoor cellular routers can overcome these barriers, ensuring a stronger and more stable cellular signal even in challenging environments. Cellular outdoor routers are convenient, especially in areas with limited or unreliable cellular signal. This is crucial for business events or temporary setups where wired internet access is unavailable or impractical. And by overcoming signal limitations and expanding connectivity range, these outdoor routers enable users to enjoy faster internet speeds even in remote or challenging environments. Outdoor networking equipment is not only safe against the elements, but also is packed with advanced networking security features to protect your devices and data from unauthorized access and cyber attacks. This includes firewall protection, VPN support, and encryption algorithms. Outdoor networking equipment can be installed in various locations, from high poles to masts, to optimize signal strength and coverage. This flexibility allows you to position the device strategically to achieve the best possible connectivity. And outdoor equipment finds its application in a wide range of scenarios, including remote areas with limited or no wired internet infrastructure. Industrial settings that require reliable connectivity for equipment and personnel. In summary, outdoor network equipment is an essential tool for extending and enhancing internet connectivity in outdoor environments. Their weatherproof design, extended coverage, high-speed support, enhanced security, flexible deployment options, and versatility make them valuable assets for businesses, organizations, and homeowners seeking reliable and secure network access in challenging conditions. So let's explore the use cases which requires outdoor network connectivity. And one of the well-known applications for this type of networking equipment is traffic control systems. I believe all of you have noticed traffic control systems equipped with various boxes containing control equipment. Part of these boxes are routers dedicated for traffic control connectivity. Router is important in traffic control systems because it allows remote traffic system control management, also allows to do configurations remotely and sends accumulated traffic data to control centers. Another great example is solar power plants. Solar power plants are mostly located in remote areas because of the large amount of land they take. Remote location means challenge for remote monitoring connectivity because wired internet sources are rarely available at the solar power production plant locations. The performance of solar power plants must be closely monitored to ensure the maximum productivity and availability to make sure that everything is running smoothly and the electricity generation rate is within acceptable values. That means network connectivity is needed, and the best option for that, again, is the outdoor router. One more example could be water treatment stations. Nowadays, these water treatment stations are full of various equipment, which can operate autonomously but still needs management and performance tracking. All the systems consist of various sensors and water pumps which can be monitored and managed remotely thanks to network connectivity. And usually they are placed somewhere in remote areas but still needs reliable network connectivity. So it's a perfect fit for outdoor network equipment. The same story goes with power management systems. To track performance of these systems, data from various sensors have to be sent to the central management system and analytical platforms. That means that reliable network connectivity is a must. And what's more important, by having reliable networking equipment on site, engineer can control and configure these systems remotely. And actually, due to natural placement in the building basements, heating systems are also a great option for outdoor networking equipment. Modern boiler rooms can be monitored and maintained remotely. That's why they need some kind of networking equipment. But there is a huge flaw. Usually, these heating systems are placed under the earth surface, deep in the basements, where network reception is poor or do not exist at all. Once I was in sales, so I had a client who was not able to get appropriate connectivity for his heating system. They tried to use long antenna cables, but it didn't help at all because long antenna cables make it worse, and it happens because of attenuation, impedance mismatch, and interferences. Outdoor router placed on the building wall and connected to the heating control by Ethernet cable was the solution. Metrology stations are usually placed also in remote locations, and because of that, they are a great use case for outdoor routers. In this case, outdoor routers can provide network connectivity and, in some cases, even power up connected devices via PoE ports. And one more use case comes from farm equipment. Let's have irrigation system as an example. In an old school way, you have to turn the irrigation system on and off manually, and that's required to visit these systems often. These irrigation systems are placed in remote crop fields, so it takes a lot of time to go one by one and turn on and turn off manually. If the systems are equipped with proper control and connectivity devices, it makes control much easier. Farmers can control it remotely without wasting the time going from one field to another. Also, construction sites can be a good example of outdoor networking equipment use case, especially those which are placed in remote locations. Construction sites' nature is not friendly for the wired network. There are earth diggings going on, heavy machinery is moving around the place, and all of that may damage the network cables. If construction site is situated somewhere in remote locations, to have wired connectivity is nearly impossible. At this point, outdoor routers and cellular connectivity step in. Online services plays an important role in construction business because construction project managers need reliable network connectivity in their portable offices. These portable offices are usually made in the same manner as shipping containers from metal materials and not so rarely limits cellular connectivity. To avoid that, router has to be placed somewhere outside the mobile office. Also, putting router in higher place may help to get better reception and provide more reliable network connectivity for the users. So outdoor router connected to access point can provide reliable wireless network connectivity. And what's more important, installation is simplified thanks to PoE powering options. Both devices, router and access point, can be powered via Ethernet cables. And if outdoor router has PoE out feature, it can power connected device. So it's a perfect option for standalone surveillance systems in remote areas. With a single device, it is possible to provide network connectivity and power to connected camera. It is a really convenient option when surveillance cameras are scattered in whole construction site area. And at this point, I believe you are curious what Teltonika Networks can offer. So I'm proudly presenting you the first ever Teltonika Networks outdoor router OTD140. OTD140 is a router dedicated to use outdoors environment without any additional housing. This device features 4G Cat4 connectivity, which is provided by 2 internal antennas, and device supports 2 SIM cards for SIM failover. Device features 2 Ethernet ports, which by default are configured as LAN ports, and unique feature, both of them are PoE. One is PoE in and the second is PoE out. OTD140 gets power supply by PoE in Ethernet port. And a bit off topic, I see the questions coming in chat window, but I would like ask to write down the questions in Q&A chat window. Please write down your questions in Q&A. So with PoE out LAN port, we can not only provide data connectivity, but also power up connected devices. Important to mention that the max power provided by this PoE out port in our OTD140 router is 24 watts. At first, 24 watts could not look so much, but it's enough to power up CCTV camera, access point, various sensors, for example, temperature, wind, humidity, or different ones in meteorology station. Point of sale terminals, for example, RFID readers for enter control systems. And the true unique feature for OTD, it's resistance to environmental elements. OTD140 is capable of withstanding outdoor conditions no matter what, rain, snow, or dust. And this resistance is provided by Ingress protection rating 55. So it means that OTD140 can be placed anywhere outdoors where reliable network connectivity is needed. And OTD140 comes with dedicated mounting bracket and guarantees hassle-free mounting on the chosen surface. The soul of OTD140 is the same as our other devices. It's our root OS operating system. So that means OTD will provide well-known networking protocols, security features, and various VPNs. And what's more important for the clients which will be managing fleets of OTD devices, RMS will be supported also. OTD140 is developed to provide network connectivity in places where outdoor environment mixes with demand for cellular connectivity. Whatever it could be, standalone equipment like wastewater pump stations, construction sites, temporary buildings, or surveillance stage solutions. And don't forget that OTD in combination with our devices can open even more use cases. You can connect and power up any of our tap access points to provide stable Wi-Fi connectivity. By connecting our root extend Ethernet router, you can provide Wi-Fi and additional Ethernet connectivity. And by connecting OTD to our managed switches, you can create flexible network topologies with additional PoE powering options. And at this point, I would like to ask Vytautas to talk about more how this device was developed. So Vytautas, stage is yours.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so I will talk a little about the design philosophy, the design and IP rating of OTD140. Just want to start that our philosophy is always that our products have to be reliable, they must be secure, and they have to be easy to use. So starting with IP rating. Yes, OTD is rated to IP55. Some of you already saw some questions asking why not IP67 or 66. So I will try to answer this question and show you why IP55 is chosen and why it is enough. If we get into the rating and what it means, so starting with first number of the IP rating, let's say 5 for IP55, it means that it is protected against energized dust, harmful dust deposits. In simple way, it is, let's say, a condition when it is a dusty wind, a lot of dust in the wind, and the wind blows from all the sides. So it is protected from that. However, 5 says that it is allowed some of the dust inside the casing, but but they cannot do any damage. In our case, we have a separate cover. So if any dust will get into the cover area, they will lose the speed and they won't get to the electronic part of the OTD. Like if I'm showing the sample, they can get in here maybe, but they won't get here. On IP67, 6 means that it is protected from the dust completely, which would mean that it have to be completely sealant. So then we're talking about the cabling and so on. We think it is not relevant. If we go for the second number of the rating, number 5 means that it is protected against the low pressure water jets coming from any direction. Again, in the simple way, it means rainy weather, stormy weather, then it rains, like we're joking, from the sides or even from the bottom, like this. So it is protected against that. So it is outdoor use condition. On IP67, number 7 means that it is protected against immersion into the water into the 1 meter for 30 minutes, which would mean that it is, like I said, like completely sealant and waterproof. And conditions for that would be if the OTD drops into the river, but if it would be like this, cables already would be broken. Or if it would be like a small flood all the way up to the OTD, which is on the pole, which is almost highly impossible to have a flood like this. Especially all other electronics will be down on that crazy conditions. So now I will show you some of the details of OTD design and how we designed it, how we thought about it, and how we made it to be on IP55 safe zone. So starting with overall vertical design, which is the best for the water flow going down, then it rains from the top especially. So it is easier for water to flow down. Next is the lip, as you can see on the cover, which protects from the water going from the sides, from the water and dust, like this rainy wind, dusty wind, because then the cover is mounted, it overlaps with the top hosing, so no water or dust going from the sides into the cover area. And it was also designed that only holes on the wall casing is on the cover bottom. So these holes are designed for cables to get to go into the product. It's not always 2, it can be 1, because it is made by a technician who is mounting this product. Also, these holes are partially covered with the cables which going inside, and especially these are designed to be in the very, very bottom of the cover. So if it would be a situation, then water gets into the cover area, maybe the cover is put it on wrongly or something, all the water will be drained through these drain holes. So there won't be any standing water in case of the scenario of this. For the long-term use, we also thought about cover. Then we are mounting the cover. We have these 3 small wall sections like fins, and these are especially designed so we won't be able to push in the cover. So then I putting on the cover, I cannot push it in, so it won't bend. And in the long-term use, then it is taken off and taken back some more times, it won't be bended. So it means protection from the water and dust for in the long-term use, like a small detail which we thought it is worth to mention. Overall design, which is like we already looked at, it is vertical. It also has this wedge shape on the very top, which is designed to push off all the external physical things which could be dropped on our product. For example, like a tree branch or something. So it is less possible that it is ripped off the pole. And for the best security, best possible securing the product on the bracket after it is slided on the bracket, we also have one bolt which secures OTD casing completely on the bracket, which means that OTD casing is secured on the pole as long as it is, as strongly as the bracket is secured. And these are small things we thought it is worth to mention about the designing and the challenges we faced by designing this product casing. I want to tell that it is only the beginning. So stay tuned for upcoming news.
Thank you, Vytautas. And yeah, I really would like to say the same, that OTD140, it was first device from Teltonika Networks in outdoor networking device niche. And already this year, we are planning to offer more devices for outdoor use. So at this point, it's time to review your questions. So you still have time to write them down in Q&A section. And I believe in general, the most common question was why IP55? And I believe that Vytautas explained that, why we choose IP55, because it's enough to withstand outdoors conditions for this type of the router. Okay, and we had another questions. One of them was about the SIM cards. Other SIMs on OTD140 has active load balancing or simply failover. So in the OTD140, it is only failover. This device doesn't have load balancing functionality. Is there or will there be any Teltonika routers available with PoE to power the OTD140? Now, we don't have another routers with capabilities to power up the other devices. But for example, OTD140 can be powered up from our TSW switches, which has PoE functionality. Another question in general, which point is better than RET series? I believe it's a question more about why OTD140 is better than RET series. So the main advantage of OTD is IP55 ingress protection rating. That means this device can be used outdoors without any additional housing or coverage. Another question about the powering options. Is PoE only powering option or can be DC supplied also? At this moment, PoE is only one powering option for the OTD140. What is the temperature range for OTD to be operational? And this device is dedicated to work in conditions from -40 to +75 Celsius degrees. I see the questions about the OTD140 ordering. So the best way to find out all the ordering details is to contact our sales team, and they will guide you in all this purchasing process. Will there be OTD140 with Wi-Fi? Exactly, OTD140 will not get Wi-Fi, but in our roadmap, we are planning to offer more outdoor routers with Wi-Fi connectivity. I see the question about the maximum client connectivity limit. And could you specify a bit about what type of clients are you talking this question? And again, I see the questions about the pricing. The best way to deal with pricing and purchasing is to contact our sales team. So I see that more questions are coming in, but all of the questions will be answered in our webinar web page. So stay tuned for this webinar recording. Also will be placed there shortly. So at this point, I'm very thankful that you joined us today. I hope this information about newest addition to our portfolio was interesting for you. So stay tuned for our news in our social media. I highly recommend to subscribe to our newsletter and be the first ones who get this news. And I hope to see you all again in new upcoming webinars soon. So thank you once again. Thank you, Vytautas, for joining us and telling about the process of OTD development. And so see you.
Bye-bye.